This is a big debate among parents. You go to any of the parenting magazines or websites, you just type in, spanking, and you'll get all points of view from, I was spanked as a kid and I turned out fine, to you should never spank your child. And, it's very polarizing, and the reason we're talking about today is there's a new study that actually looked at potential positive benefits. Instead of looking at, if kids become violent later on, do they go to college? Do they get better grades? Do they do volunteer work? And they actually, some of the data showed that, in different age groups, there was different results.
And I think that's important because these were kids aged 2 to 6, and
right.
I think the spanking was used as a form of discipline only if the kids were understanding the scenario. Because indiscriminate spanking, which is what those other studies looked at,
right.
bad. No doubt about it.
And what the study,
there's no question the kids need to be, and they want to be, disciplined.
Discipline, not necessarily spanked.
Right, but
right now, I want to clarify some of this study. There was a slight increase. It wasn't an overwhelming, oh, you have to start spanking, otherwise your kids aren't going to go to college. And that was when they were younger. They also looked at kids older than 6, and those kids, if they were spanked, had less.
But see, what I think happened...
They turned out worse.
Jim, what I think happened was when people thought about spanking, they confused, I think what you brought up, was discipline. And so a lot of people were thinking, okay, I'm not going to spank my kid, but then they stopped disciplining them at all and just run them up. And you're just like, hey, something needs to happen.
They just run over their parents, and that goes on into their teens and beyond. But Jim, not all spanks are the same, right?
Big distinction between...
There's a difference between a swat on the butt and I'm bringing the belt.
Stay away from the face, right?
Stay away. No. I'm sorry. First off, there's hitting out of anger and in frustration.
Right.
The parent loses their cool. Right. The child's acting up, and they get a whack. That's not appropriate anytime. You should never spank in anger. All that does is teaches your child that when they get frustrated, it's okay to lash out at whoever's making them mad, and that's not right.
There's also an age where disciplining before that age has no effect. You're not going to discipline a 9-month-old. So when should parents start to think about disciplining their children?
Right. Usually around age 2 is when they can start understanding the consequences of their actions. Before that, it's a tantrum. You can't punish a tantrum. You can ignore a tantrum, but you can't spank
your wife.
or give.
Just kidding.
Is that why your wife is always throwing tantrums?
You deserve a spanking, buddy. Come on. First of all, do you understand what you did to deserve the spanking?
I did. That was inappropriate.
Okay, let's go.
That was not fair to my... Oh!
Now you think about that, young man.
You guys know what I did?
That hurt.
Think of my first spanking. My sister had some friends over, and I was young. Maybe 4 or 5, and I was chasing them around the yard, peeing on them.
Really? And a timeout didn't work for that? Wow. I think a lot of parents...
I needed a spanking.
Yeah.
So in the end, we're having a little bit of fun here, obviously, but I think we would universally say that, in general, spanking is probably not ideal. Disciplining is key. In rare circumstances, if the child understands exactly why, spanking could potentially be okay. But I think if you're in doubt...
At the right ages, too, not after age 6.